Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Red Tape Podcast. I'm your host, Demerious Nelson. This is brought to you by For the One Media, where we move progressively forward in a conservative way. Man, I was thinking about something today about freedom. Freedom, I call it freedom's train because, see, freedom by itself for me isn't good enough. There's a few things that I need to go along with my freedom. If y'all want to know, stay tuned. It's the Red Tape Podcast. Oftentimes I think about freedom, guys. I think about freedom and I feel like, man, it's great to be free. It's fun. For me, freedom comes because of what I believe in Christianity and Christ. And I often think about freedom in the sense of how great it is to know him and how wonderful it is, how awesome I feel when I think about it, when I try to do everything, try to live according to what he has for me in my life. If he's Lord over my life, that means I follow his instructions. Now, is that always the case? No, it's not always the case. Should I follow everything he said? Yes, but do I know? Humanity, the human nature in me wants to do what I want to do, and that leads me into a path of a bunch of screw-ups. There's a few other words I would use, but hey, we got to keep it clean here. But a bunch of screw-ups over and over and over again. But nonetheless, I'm free, and I'm glad and each day I learn how to be freer by following his guidance and rules. And I know for a lot of you guys, or maybe just a few of you guys, you may believe in Christ, you may not believe in Christ. But for those that do believe, they understand that it's a fine line in the things that you do. It can be a long, arduous process being a Christian, but it's fun nonetheless. And like I said, the ultimate prize and the beautiful thing about it is that you are free. But the main thing in being free for me, as I've said in the opening, freedom isn't fun unless someone else can enjoy it with you. It's like being in a country, let's say America, and you walking around happy. Everyone else is sad, disgruntled. Even other Christians are sad and disgruntled. But you walking around free, and you're like, why are you all sad? Well, anyway, I just keep it to myself. I won't share this with anyone because I'm happy, I'm free. It's all about me. And that's what we get in America. We got a lot of people, a lot of Christians that I see, that we have to be able to express this freedom. We got to be able to express what we believe in. We got to be able to show the people around if they are willing to lend the ear to hear. Not all are going to be willing to lend an ear to hear everything you have to say or anything you have to say, because they're like, oh, here comes that Christian again. Here he comes with this wild ideas and all these cartoons and comic books and things like that. The Bible for people, some people say it's a fairy tale. Other people say, how can this be possible? But then I laugh at it all the time because I think about every single day, people looking at superheroes like Batman, Superman, think about all these fantastic ideas, these wild fantasies in their minds. And then they look at me and laugh or say, man, how can you even believe that stuff in there? But they believe comic books so hard that they believe in it so much that they'll go to the movie to see something that doesn't have any effect on life at all. But now I'm offering you something that's for real, and I'm not even offering it to you. He offers you something that's for real because, he is real. And then some people turn away. Now, it's a twofold thing for me because there are Christians who jump into who are Christians and who are trying to live in that way, and they struggle to believe at times. And then you have other people who just refuse to believe. Actually, there's three groups. And then you have those who are just completely immersed in it and almost blindly living, because you don't understand that sometimes you can be so into it, not in the relationship, just into the practices and everything, that you forget the people. None of those things work. None of those things work for me because it all binds you up. It don't really set you free. Now, I understand that along the way, people say, well, God know my heart and he know what I meant by it. That's great. But the people around you don't know your heart, and they don't know what you mean by it. And that's what matters. It's about the people. That's why we're here. We're here as disciples. We're here to give the truth. We're here to give people an opportunity to join in the freedom that you desire and that you may have. For me, I know I have freedom, even if I may be bound up in certain situations or in certain areas. If I was in jail, prison, as bad as that would be, I would still be free because I know my identity. And that's when you become free, when you start understanding your identity. Now, I know we have a lot of people living morally correct, doing the right thing, but that does not have, now it's great to do that because, you got people that are trying to live a right life. But being right and being without Christ isn't a life at all. You're just living a good life while you're here. And for me, it's like I'm trying to live a good life while I'm here following who I believe in. And while I do that, I try to spread the word. I try to give that freedom that I have to other people. Because I'm not that guy in America that's going to sit back and just keep it all to myself because it is too good. When you hear the good news is good. Now, I know on the news that humanity gives out because humanity has failed and is flawed. We don't like that news. But when I give you some good news of somebody who conquered all, to set you free because they love you so much, man, that's good news because that means they have an opportunity to do something better than what humanity has to offer. And humanity has a lot to offer for us. We get fortune and fame and money and people follow you, get entertainers, you're able to sing, all these things. But see, those gifts that you get still come from him. Now, you can be enamoring to the people around you, but does that really matter? What is it about? What is life about? What is the point of living? For me, freedom is a train. And on this train, as I go throughout the country, as I try to go throughout the world, this is the train that I'm on right here, this podcast, to give you guys perspective on the things that I think about, the conversation that I have, and me just having a conversation with you to see if we can come to a common understanding of each other and learn from one another and grasp concepts. As I read your emails and get new ideas, it sharpens me, it lifts me up. And then I have things that might not be as good, but it still helps me grow and strengthen because it strengthens me because I know there's things that I have to work on that I have to get better at. But anyway, I'm still free. That's a side note. I'm still free because of what I believe. I know you're like, how can you be so sure in that? Well, just because what I know. Just like people meet a significant other, or people meet people that don't have kids all of a sudden, especially women that finally get a kid, they learning along the way, but they instinctively know what needs to be done. The body instinctively does what needs to be done to make it happen for that child, so that child can not just survive, but thrive. And that's what freedom brings. Freedom brings the ability to thrive in an environment that may not be conducive to the growth of a person. It's just like for a Christian or any person that's trying to live a moral right life, being conscious of the things that they do so they don't have to go down the same path of making those old mistakes. You want to be in an environment that be conducive to growth. So you surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, that can help you grow. You look at them, they looking at someone else, and each one is pulling the other one along. That's that train that I'm talking about. But see, at the front of the train for me, there's Christ, who's leading the way. And all of us are just following, those that choose to get on. And on this train of freedom, if you do not know him, then you have not yet seen freedom. You have not yet understand freedom in the sense that I'm talking about being free, in the spiritual sense of being freed in your mind where you're not bound up. Yes, you may be free of challenges financially. You may be free of conflict because you're living in peace. You may be free of a lot of things. But unless you are free in the sense of knowing him, that gives you the ultimate peace and rest and understanding and confidence and knowledge, it all helps you grow. Because when you first really seek knowledge to understand and try to gain freedom on this train that we're on, it only comes through the knowledge of his word, Christ. I know for a lot of you guys that may not believe, it's okay. I just say always pick it up. If you really wanting to seek knowledge, see, the Bible confounds the wise. It confounds the most intelligent people. That's why a lot of people run away from it, because it seems, how can this be real? How can it be right? A lot of times you get that. How can this be real? How can this be right? But it's the only train that I'm willing to get on because it's the only one that can actually set you free eternally. And also set you free here on earth to do the work that needs to be done. I got to concern myself with eternal things because I'm trying to make the things happen right now. Trying to do the things that are going to get me to that point, right? I've already accepted them. I understand what it takes. If you want to know, Romans 10 and 9 is a great place to start. 8, 9, and 10, read those. Romans chapter 10, verse 8, 9, and 10. All right, let me make sure I say that. I don't want to just leave that out because that is very important. So I had to slow it down and think about it because my mind went blank for a second. But anyway, so you get that. It's a simple thing. Read it. You understand it. Yes, it's simple, but it can be complex in living it out. Just like anything we do. Going to school is complex. It can be difficult. Being a Christian is awesome, but it is difficult because what you see as freedom, other people see as being bound up by something, or you're following someone. But believe this one thing: you're going to follow him as Lord, or you're going to end up following someone else. And they still going to be your Lord, whether that's somebody you admire, whether that's someone that on your job who you may hate, but you still got to follow them, and you're still doing everything else. Maybe it's a job that you don't like, and you're still slaving to that job. Now, I've always said you can leave those things behind. But the one thing I beg you not to leave behind is this relationship that you can gain that gives freedom and salvation to you, solidifying you for eternity while also helping you live a better life in the physical form here on this beautiful earth. And that's the thing that I want to talk about today, guys. I know it took a while to get there, but the one thing that matters to me is the freedom of other people. See, I noticed that for me to be free and have other people tied up or bound or don't understand how can I be happy in times of trouble, and how do I not panic when things are going bad, because things do go bad for me and everybody else because that's just life, right? How do I sustain myself in those times? How do I refrain from being stressed out? Because I give it all away to what I believe in. I think that's what we all must do. We have to give it to something bigger than ourselves. That something for me is Christ. It's simple as that. I pray about it, put it in his hands, and forget it. And I know a lot of y'all may be like, well, that doesn't work for me because I don't even know how to pray. Well, we can work on that too. But anyway, that's not even the point today. The point is, guys, if you have this freedom out there, you are a Christian and you have this ability to be free, don't be selfish. Even if you live morally in a good place and you see freedom's door in front of you, you see the light to freedom, spread that word. Teach people how you live. Do not keep that selfishly living because you want to keep your peace. Because honestly, when you bring people in and you're trying to help them get to freedom, it will wreck your peace for a little bit. But ultimately, it'll be better because if they really want it, they're going to do everything possible to get that freedom. For me, if you understand Christ, initially, it's going to be rough. Won't be a lot of peace in your life. It's going to be a lot of unrest around you because now you have come into the full light and understanding of who leads your life. So it's always a wreck. It's never going to be perfect when you start out, but as you go along, it's like that blender. Just keep turning and keep churning and keep churning until it makes that stuff, whatever you put in there, fine and smooth and coarse and just, I got it smooth now. I can drink it. I can take it a little more. But that comes with learning. That comes with just doing things over and over and over and over again consistently to get to the point of freedom. And then you jump on the train with me, and then we keep going down the street. Keep going. Choo, choo, choo. All right? All the way down the street. Because that's very important. So anyway, I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about that freedom because that means something to me. If you're on the freedom train and you understand what I'm talking about, bring other people along. Now, not everyone wants to get on this train. They do not want to jump on the train because it's too much. They feel like they have to give up too much of life for life. You know what I'm saying? So for those people, you have to just see them and say, hey, I'm loving you every day anyway. And we're going to keep doing this until you're ready to jump on this train because ultimately freedom is what everybody seeks. And freedom is a great thing. And the only way to that freedom that everybody wants is through Christ. That's the only way, guys. So I just want to talk to y'all briefly about that, man. Hey, it's Demerious Nelson. It's the Red Tape Podcast. As always, you got to check us out at the Red Tape Podcast, Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms out there, baby. Hey, I hope y'all have a great day. Hope you understand freedom a little better. Hope you understand the importance of getting on Freedom's train. And if you're on the train, bring other people with you, because being free by yourself isn't fun for me. I want other people to be free. That makes it a lot more fun. You know, just like having a party by yourself. I'm free, you know, dancing, doing whatever you're doing. But there's nobody else with you. Nah, that's not the way it's supposed to be, because we're a community. We're supposed to lift each other up, bring each other with us. So one day we can all celebrate in front of the King, because that's what matters, Jack. We got to take each other there. Hey, y'all have a great day. Peace.